Hello, this is Valery Leletko. Welcome to Ask About Admissions screencast. Student visas. International students before coming to study abroad must get an appropriate visa. The conditions and procedures related to visas differ from country to country. A student intended to study in the United States may enter the country as F1, M1 or J1 visa holder. In this video, we compare options that grant students F, M and J visa types. There are two comprehensive online sources of the official information on the subject of our interest. Both of them are official American government sites. The first one is travel.state.gov. We go to Visas and then I click Study. Here we can see two sections: Student visas, referring to F and M visas, and Exchange Visitor visas, referring to J visas. In addition to that, there is a J visa dedicated site. This site has a pretty self-explanatory URL: j1visa.state.gov. Let's go ahead to a side-by-side comparison of the three visa types. Duration of stay in the US. Visa F1. This visa has no formal duration limit. You are permitted to stay until you finish your studies. Visa M1. You may stay in the US for 1 year or for as long as you are enrolled as a full-time student in a vocational program plus 30 days to prepare to leave the country, whichever is shorter. Visa J1. You will usually be admitted for the duration of your program. Dependents. On any type of visa, a student may bring a spouse and unmarried children under age of 21. For each particular type of visa, the dependents will have F2, M2 or J2 visas respectively. Work for primary visa holder. F1 visa holders may work part-time on campus. Off-campus employment allowed under special permission after completing the first year of studies. M1 visa holders may not work during the course of studies. J1 visa holders may work legally if the work is a part of their program. Work opportunities for dependents. Dependents of F1 visa holder may not work on F2 status. They have to apply for the appropriate work visa. Dependents of M1 visa holder may not accept deployment on M2 status. They have to apply for the appropriate work visa. Dependents of J1 visa holder may obtain work authorization and work. Study opportunities for dependents. Dependents of F1 visa holder may study on F2 visa. They do not have to apply for separate study visa. In case of M1 visa holder, a spouse may not engage in a full-time study, and M2 child may only engage in full-time study if the study is in elementary or secondary school, kindergarten through 12th grade. For J1 visa holders, dependents on J2 visas may study in the US. They don't have to apply for a separate student visa. Extension of stay. F1 visa holders may apply for extension of stay if they need extra time to complete their studies. M1 visa holders may apply for extension of stay on M1 visa after the completion of their studies to pursue practical training. If approved, they will be allowed to have 1 month of practical training for every 4 months of study they have completed. They will be limited to 6 months total practical training time. J1 visa holders may apply for J1 visa extension, which may be granted as long as it is necessary to complete the program. However, extensions for J1 are not easy because the length of the stay is usually granted for the period considered reasonable for the type of the program. Practical training after the completion of studies. F1 visa holders have an option of up to 12 months of OPT, optional practical training, directly related to the student's major area of study. Students who majored in science, technology, engineering or mathematics fields may apply for additional 17-month OPT extension, total up to 29 months. M1 visa holders may apply for practical training after the completion of their studies. If approved, they will be allowed to have 1 month of practical training for every 4 months of study they have completed. They will be limited to 6 months total practical training time. For J1 visa holders, the length of time varies depending on the degree awarded. Graduates with bachelor or master's degree may enter a training program for a maximum period of 18 months, while postdoctoral students can receive practical training for a maximum period of 36 months. Change of status. F1 visa holders may apply for change of status while on F1 visa. The most preferred change is F1 to H1B. M1 visa holders may apply for change of status to most other categories of non-immigrant visas. However, they may not change to F status or H1B status. J1 visa holders participating in certain types of programs may be required to return to their home countries for at least 2 years before they are permitted to apply for change of status. If not subject to the home residency requirement, they may change status in the US. Eligibility for visas. F1 visa is for a full-time academic or language student enrolled in a program leading to a degree or certificate. M1 visa is for a full-time vocational or non-academic student. J1 visa is appropriate for students at all academic levels and types of enrollment. The program students participate in must be approved by the Department of State, and funding should come from external sources, not from personal or family funds. We hope this screencast will help you to navigate in the questions related to the US student visas. If you feel not quite confident in your search, ask your questions in the comments to the screencasts. You will definitely get a response. Thanks for watching and see you next time. This was Valery Leletko.